The Seattle Seahawks have their guy. Mike Macdonald is expected to be named the next head coach of your Seattle Seahawks. Welcome in to this special live edition of Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us as we bring you this breaking news and analysis. We'll show you everything about Mike Macdonald that you need to know. We'll talk about what this means for Seattle and what changes you can expect, and want to hear from you guys directly. We already have 300-plus people in here. The best way you can get on today's show with so many comments and so many people here, Super Chat, $sign below the chat box to get your comment, get your instant reaction. We'll throw you on screen. We'll go over a Super Chat menu here in just a moment. But as you guys file in, what's your one-word reaction to Seattle hiring Mike Macdonald? My one word is satisfied. I'm very satisfied with this hire. The Seahawks very well could have gone the easy route and hired a guy like Dan Quinn, who was the favorite for much of this coaching search, but they were patient. They waited out all the way through the AFC Championship until Mike Macdonald became available, and then they moved quickly with an interview yesterday and then an interview today. 2 interviews in a 24-hour stretch. John Schneider found his guy, and you're getting somebody that's been dubbed the Sean McVay of defense. Just 36 years old, becomes the youngest head coach in the National Football League. What is your one-word reaction to the hiring? Weigh in the chat. Let us know what you think. $sign below the chat box to Super Chat, and we'll get you on screen with your reaction as well. I see Marcus says, let's go. Aaron Bermuth is saying thrilled. I got Archie says elated. Bennett says yes. I got, Ron saying excited. Mr. Rod says McVay is scared. I got Trill the photographer says now on to the DC and OC. We'll talk about that later as well. Aiden says let's go. Jay Northwest says defense. Devil says please let's get a young quarterback. Bennett says big. Aiden says W. Jarrell says perfect. Barry O says boom. Seahawks Nation says, let's go. Aiden says W. Valentine says phenomenal. Scott Stevenson says W. Beta YT, good to see you. What's up, my guy? Isaac says excited. Donnie says outstanding. Kevin says happy. Malcolm says ecstatic. Cody says pleased. Just some of the reaction flowing in on Mike Macdonald getting the Seattle Seahawks head coaching job. We've asked you in our poll question as well, do you like to hire? And I don't know if I've ever seen a vote so one-sided than what you guys have in the chat right now. Nearly 500 votes so far. 96% of you saying yes, that you like the hire of Mike Macdonald as the next Seahawks head coach. Just 4% voting no. Continue to get your votes in our poll question at the top of the chat box here on this Wednesday morning on the West Coast. It is just afternoon for the rest of us. And if you love the hire, like the video. We're at 69 likes right now. Nice. I want to get to 100 likes, though. We can get to 100 likes right now, and I'll crack open my first cold one. I know it's still morning for the West Coast, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to celebrate accordingly. We're going to have a great time today. Dry January, ended a day early, and celebrate it with us here on this Wednesday afternoon with Mike Macdonald being the next head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. 6-year deal. What's the money? Does it say? 6-year deal for Mike Macdonald. Don't know the money terms yet, but 6 years contract to be the next Seahawks head coach. Once we get to 100 likes, I'm taking a nice cheers, and we'll just do a salute to Mike Macdonald for being the next Seahawks head coach. There it is, 100 likes. Cheers to Mike Macdonald. Go Seahawks. Here we go. Welcome to Seattle, Mike Macdonald. Everybody, like the video to give that warm welcome to Mike Macdonald to the Seattle Seahawks. Let's go ahead and get to our first Super Chat of the day. We haven't even got to the Super Chat menu yet, and everybody's excited already about this hire. Phobia, right again, with a $5 Super Chat. Bang, says Future looks bright. It does indeed. It is a great day to be a member of the 12s and the Seattle Seahawks as Mike Macdonald ushers in a new era of Seahawks football. Cheers to Phobia. Everybody spam Phobia in the chat. Much appreciated. Thanks for sending that $5 Super Chat. If you want to be like Phobia and get on screen and get your reaction to the Seahawks head coaching hire, then send us a super chat. $ below the chat box if you'd like to contribute, and we will get you on screen like Phobia there. Cheers to Phobia. Much love on that front. And I know we have some new people that are here with us that it may be your very first time here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe to the channel now for the latest happenings on your favorite team. It is going to be a very interesting offseason ahead as we are talking now OC and DC search. How does the coaching staff look like? We'll be talking trades, free agency. We'll get you ready for the draft. Everything you need to know. When the Seahawks make a move, we're going to break it down here on the channel with daily coverage like no one else is. Subscribe now. We've been all over this coaching search since the beginning. Sub now and help us get to 49,000 subscribers. We're getting very, very close to that next milestone. And here's the live sub counter. Maybe we can get to 49,000 subscribers here on today's show. We're just less than, just over 100 away from that next milestone. Spin the wheel of subs and help us reach that next milestone. Let's get to 49,000 subscribers today. And you better believe we're going to go crazy. We're going to have a party when we get to that next milestone, but we need your help to get there. Subscribe now. Mike Macdonald, he'd want you to subscribe to Seahawks Today. Be a part of this journey right from the beginning of the new Mike Macdonald era in Seattle. Subscribe now. Sublink is going in the chat if you would like to take part and be a part of what we're doing each and every day here on Seahawks Today. Some more super chats to get to. Plenty rolling in here as we are live and on the air with reaction to Mike Macdonald being named the next Seahawks head coach. Shane with a $5 super chat says, who do you think he'll bring in as OC in DC? Very early in the process, but I think some names that come to mind right off the jump. T. Martin, the quarterback's coach at Baltimore, is certainly an option. Cliff Kingsbury is going to be a name that's going to be talked about. He's familiar with this division. Defensive-wise, I think you could be talking about maybe Ron Rivera as a possibility, maybe Jim Leonard. We could see, just off the top of my head, some early names already for that one there. Another one, Danny writes in with a $10 super chat. Much appreciated to you, Danny. Danny, cheers to you. Let's go Hawks. Thanks for sending in that super chat. MJ Seahawks says, let's go Seahawks. Can't wait for the new era. I can't wait. I'm excited. Seahawks football is here, and we got a brand new head coach. We're excited about it. MJ Seahawk to begin this new era of Seahawks football indeed. Cheers to you. Go Hawks. Smitty is here with me, as always, holding things down on the ones and twos. And Smitty, as we get your reaction to the Seahawks hiring a brand new head coach, we do have a first-time super chat.
As a matter of fact, we do, my friend. We got a first-time super chatter. This one's coming from J.E. Lou for J.C.
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
Let's
Spam
go,
J! Spam J! For every first-time super chatter, we give you the Seahawks chant. We get fired up. We get on our feet. We spam Jay in the chat to welcome Jay to the 12's family.
Let's go.
As the brand new member of our crew here. We're much appreciated to you, my guy, Jay. Thanks for sending in that first-time super chat, and we do that chant every time we have a first-time super chatter. Apollo with a $5 super chat says he's a great mind to have. Now they can look for an OC and DC. Anything is better than Waldron and Hurt. Let's go Hawks. And Smitty, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Waldron took the OC job in Chicago. Clint Hurt took the D-line job in Philly. Mike Macdonald is going to be able to put his mark, his stamp on this Seahawks team, picking out his vision for the offense and the defense here. It's not going to be him having to retain certain staff members from the previous Carroll regime.
I'm very excited for all what's to come for this new Seattle regime. And I think Mike Macdonald has a good head on his shoulders. He's been taught by a great group of mentors throughout his coaching career, his young coaching career at just 36 years of age. So I trust that he's going to have some experienced, accomplished assistant coaches on this staff that are really going to have success for this new era of Seahawks football. I'm very excited.
Absolutely. Let's get to the Super Chat menu here. We got 600 people watching live. Yes, we'll do a prize picks, then we'll get the Super Chat menu, and then we'll do our reaction cut. But as you guys continue, you want your comments on screen, be like Apollo here. $ next to the chat box if you want to contribute. Let's tell you about our sponsor today. That is Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. You choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points, passing yards, receiving yards. Maybe you want to mix and match different leagues, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, and more. This week on Prize Picks, I'm looking ahead to the big game. We got Patrick Mahomes to have more than half a passing yard. I think he should be okay there. Isaiah Pacheco to have more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. And Christian McCaffrey to have more than 35.5 receiving yards. If all 3 of these hit and we put $20 down, we're making $100 on Prize Picks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Going in the chat right now. Prize Picks, proud partner of Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Glad to have them on board for today's show here today. We are trying to get to 49,000 subscribers today as the Seahawks have a brand new head coach. If this is your first time here with us, come on in and stay a while and be a part of what we're doing each and every day here on Seahawks Today. Hold on. Did it not update? Okay, hold on. Take that down then. Go back to the subread while you fix that. We'll get to the Super Chat menu here in just a second, folks. Here is, want to make sure you subscribe and be a part of what we're doing here because we got plenty more to come over the next several days on this Mike Macdonald hiring. We're going to do a hot board for OC candidates. We're going to do a hot board for DC candidates and some potential changes that could be on the horizon to come here. You will want to make sure that you're a part of the channel and hang out here with us as we begin this new era of Seahawks football here on Seahawks Today. Me and Smitty bringing you Seahawks coverage, and we love doing it. We love talking about our Seahawks, and we're certainly excited about Mike Macdonald being the next Seahawks head coach. Can we get to 49,000 before the end of the show today? Let's see if we can make it happen. So far, our votes coming in. Do you like the Mike Macdonald hire? 96%, a resounding 96% of you say yes. 4% say no, just a small amount not liking the hiring at this point. What do you guys think? Continue to get your votes in. Let us know in the comment section. All right, here is what we're offering on the Super Chat menu today. Here is what's on tap. If you want to get involved, now we have a little extra incentive for you to Super Chat, besides just getting some screen time and getting your message up there. First-time Super Chatters, you'll get the Seahawks chant. $5 Super Chat. It's a work in progress. We're going to sing Old Macdonald because, of course, we are. We're coming up with a Seahawk version of it. It's a work in progress as we speak, but it might be one of the new themes of Seahawk Today, this Old Macdonald song, although he's not very old. Every $5 Super Chat, we'll sing it. We'll see who's going to be the first one to send in a $5 Super Chat to debut this new jingle. $10 Super Chat, we'll take a shot. $20 Super Chat, we'll do a beer chug. $100 Super Chat gets you in the Emerald Club. That is our Seahawks Today Hall of Fame. Get you a spot on our Seahawks Today boot. And if we get to $200 in Super Chats today, then I will hammer down a boot. We're already at about $45 right now. So the boot is within striking distance, but we need you guys' help to make it happen. So that is the Super Chat menu. Let's see who is going to send in the first $5 Super Chat to hear the Old Macdonald song. We'll bring that to you once we get our first $5 Super Chat that comes in. There should be one from Jace before Coyote. Let's catch up on some more Super Chats, then we'll get into our reaction cut here on the channel here as we react to this new hiring of the Seahawks bringing in Mike Macdonald as their next head coach. Jace, who is
a first-time Super Chatter. This is coming from Jace Hartford for Jace.
Hawks!
Hawks!
Hawks! Let's go! Spam Jace! Spam Jace! Jace with the Super Chat from Canada, our home and native land. Kafka probably be the OC. Lockett probably done.
I wouldn't mind that.
So I don't think Kafka is getting fired from the Giants. That's what it would have to take. And the league rules basically say that you are not likely to be released for another job, a lateral move without your contract being up. So I don't think Kafka is going to go from OC to the Giants to OC to the Seahawks. I don't think that happens. Now, as far as Tyler Lockett goes, Tyler Lockett very well could be done. We've talked about this on the channel before, that Tyler Lockett is going to make about $16 million next year, which is, if we're going to be honest, just way too much money. You cannot afford to pay Tyler Lockett $16 million. And the way I look at it, Smitty, is that if the Seahawks are going to bring back Tyler Lockett next year, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he's going to have to take a pay cut. Either he takes a pay cut and stays, or they trade him and move on from him. Like, you cannot afford. They can't afford to pay him $16 million.
Yeah, you can't afford to pay him $16 million. I wouldn't be mad at a restructure. I'm sure Tyler Lockett himself would also not be too upset at a restructure as well.
Yeah.
So for somebody who's been in Seattle his entire career, I think Tyler Lockett's somebody who would want to finish his career in Seattle. It's just a matter of making the money work. And if it doesn't work out, then, he had a great career as a Seahawk. And wish him greener pastures. Who knows? He could go home, go be a Kansas City Chief for all we know.
Yeah. His dad, of course, played there. He's from Oklahoma originally, so we'll see. But Jace, thanks for that super chat there. Leo with a $10 super chat. Leo says, "Let's go Hawks! Macdonald for the win."
Woo!
That's our first shot of the day. Smitty, you want a shot?
Yeah, I'll take a shot. Why not?
And then Devin wants to hear Old Macdonald.
And he has a suggestion for the song as well.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Now I think we can take a vote. Of course, it's up to you guys here at Seahawks Today.
There you go.
Let's do it. Tequila or vodka? What we got today?
We got Patron. We're going Patron zone.
Patron zone. Patron zone.
For Mike Macdonald.
Early for tequila.
And Leo. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's go.
All right.
All right. Leo says, "Let's go Hawks." Macdonald for the win. I love it. Devin with a $5 super chat says, "New song. It should be Young Macdonald." That sounds like a rapper name.
Yeah. Do you want to do Young Macdonald Had a Farm or Old Macdonald Had a Farm?
Well, you know what? I think we should do both and let the people decide. So the next one, we'll do old, but since Devin requested young,
let's do it.
We'll do it that way. So for every $5 super chat that comes in, we're singing Old Macdonald, but this is the Seahawk version of it. It's a work in progress. We're here open to suggestions as these continue to come in. So here we go. Young Macdonald had a farm, C-I-E-I-O.
All right.
And on his team, he had some dudes. C-I-E-I-O.
we got it's gonna work in progress.
And a DK there, and a Tyler there.
Witherspoon, Gino, I don't know.
Everywhere. Young Macdonald had a team. C-I-E-I-O. Oh, that's good. That's good. Every $5 super chat, we do that. Cooper with another 5.
And he's a first-time super chatter for Cooper.
Hawks! 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 Spam Cooper!
Woo!
Spam Cooper!
Let's go, Coop! Talk to him, Coop!
And that's going to be Old Macdonald this time.
Okay. So we gotta do farm, right? Like farm's cool.
Let's do the original.
Yeah.
Here. Old Macdonald had a farm, C-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had some cows, C-I-E-I-O.
We gotta figure out. I gotta write these down. Let us know in the chat what
we're open to suggestions.
We're very open to suggestions. All you songwriters in the chat, all you Jay-Z's down there.
Edward with a 5.
Edward with a 5, and if I'm not mistaken, he's also a first-time super chatter for Edward Gutierrez.
Hawks! 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 Let's go, Edward! Woo! Team Edward!
Team Edward!
Team Edward! Oh, and that also is Young Macdonald.
All right, here we go. Young
Macdonald had a farm, C-I-E-I-O. Oh, all right. Let's get into the cut.
Let's do it.
And then we will answer your mailbag questions as well. Super chat to get on the mailbag, hashtag Seahawks. We can't guarantee that you'll get on if you use the hashtag Seahawks. The only way to do so is if you send in a super chat. Let's go ahead and get to
right
our reaction segment. One more super chat real quick, and then we'll get started. Ben says, let's go Hawks. I agree, Ben. Let's go Hawks indeed. Let's have ourselves a day, shall we? Go ahead. Give it to me. What's the details here? Tell us, Smitty.
There's other details about the situation. So the deal isn't officially official yet. It's expected to be. But no pen has come to paper yet. It's expected to be a 6-year deal. So I don't know if you...
I think we're fine with what we got. Yeah. Hold on. I'm seeing 49ers report in the chat. Spam S and spam FSF. Spam it in the chat right now. We're going to take back this division. We are rooting hard against the Niners in the Super Bowl. We're going to be rooting for the Chiefs. Spam it right now. Have fun stopping McVay and Shanahan 4 times a year. Hey, you know what? We got our McVay. We got the defensive version of Sean McVay. I ain't worried about it. Seahawks are in good hands. We're in great shape. Spam FSF. F said friend. F said friend. F said friend. F said friend. Okay. Smitty needs another minute, so keep on flooding. Keep on going. I want to see this as much as we can. Faster. Here we go. F said friend. F said friend. F said friend. Let them hear it. Let them know. Let them know who's boss. We're going to take the division back. We're going to take the NFC back. We're going to take the world back, damn it. Let's go. Let them know. Let them know, folks. There we go, chat. Chat is fired up. We're going to let them know. The Savior is here. Mike Macdonald, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Macdonald. Niners are getting ready for a Super Bowl, and we're still in their heads. Rent-free. Let's go. We're fired up. Mike Macdonald, we got our man. Seahawks football, future is bright. Let's react to it here in just a moment on Seahawks Today. Okay, that's fine. All right. Here we go. Reaction cut. You can begin with the intro on it, too. Yeah. Just put it in production. Yeah, you can tag Harrison or whatever. All right, here we go. Our instant reaction cut. Mike Macdonald, set to be the next head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. We will get your thoughts and more coming up in just a bit. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion. But right now, let's go ahead and begin with our instant reaction cut here on Seahawks Today. Jones and Smitty here with you on this Wednesday afternoon. We're fired up. We're ready to go. Mike Macdonald, on to Seattle. The Seahawks got their guy. Mike Macdonald, the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens, is expected to be named the next head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. That is according to ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Welcome into this breaking news edition of Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Let's begin with the tweet from Schefty. Schefty saying the following: a youth movement in Seattle. Seahawks are expected to hire Ravens defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald as their new head coach, league sources tell ESPN. They're still finalizing the deal, but Seattle has its man at 36. Macdonald now becomes the NFL's youngest head coach. Now, the scene was set up for this morning, as there was an interview yesterday with Macdonald in Baltimore, and then Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network tweeted out first thing this morning saying the Seahawks are bringing in Ravens DC Mike Macdonald today for a second interview for their head coaching job per sources. Seattle met with Macdonald 36 on Tuesday in Baltimore. Now he's going through the expanded process they did with other candidates. They brought him up to Seattle. Now they're finalizing the little things to get this deal done and make him the next Seahawks head coach. So Who is Mike Macdonald? Some of you may be asking. Well, he's been the Ravens defensive coordinator for the last 2 seasons. Prior to that, he worked with the other Harbaugh, Jim, in Michigan as their DC, and he helped usher in the best defense in the entire National Football League this year. The Ravens were the number 1 defense this past season. They went to the AFC Championship game, helped develop some players like Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Justin Matabuke, just to name a few. And although the favorite from the beginning of this process was Dan Quinn, I got to give credit to John Schneider for taking a chance with an outside-the-box gamble of some sorts. It would have been the easy call if the Seahawks would have said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and roll with a guy like Dan Quinn, somebody we know and somebody we're familiar with. But instead, what we see here is the Seahawks say, you know what, let's go with the young guy that's the up-and-comer that everybody's talking about, that everybody's optimistic with, but just needs that chance. This is a young, rising star in the coaching ranks, and the Seahawks got him before anyone else. Now, you may be wondering, what do people say about Mike Macdonald? Well, everything we've read around the circles of the National Football League, from different players to different coaches, the praise is off the charts about Mike Macdonald. Let's start with John Harbaugh, the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, who he served under for 2 seasons, said this a while back about Mike Macdonald. I thought he's been great since the first day he got here. He was very clear in terms of what we were trying to accomplish with our defense, in terms of building a certain vision, a certain scheme set in our structure, and teaching the guys and training the guys how to do it. Mark Richt, the former Georgia and University of Miami head coach Mike Macdonald served under as a grad assistant at Georgia, said this about Mike Macdonald. He had showed such a good work ethic as a sharp guy when the graduate assistantship came open. After he graduated, he got it. He just did a great job, in every opportunity he got. For him to take the path that he's taken really is pretty special. But it happened because he was a worker. It happened because he was a smart guy, and he was adding value to the program. Now, how about some of the players that he's coached in Baltimore? Kyle Hamilton had a breakout season this year as an All-Pro selection with the Baltimore Ravens, and Hamilton said this recently: Macdonald deserves everything that's coming his way. If that is a head coach somewhere, then we're all super proud of him. I think everybody has their own journey, own time in this league, and he's a hot name in this league right now, and deservingly so. He's done a great job. Patrick Queen, a Pro Bowl selection this year, said the following: I think Mike Macdonald's the best head coaching candidate out there right now. I don't think anybody does it like him. Nobody cares like him. Nobody will do what he does. He will not rest until he has everything right. Players and mentors are just simply raving about Mike Macdonald and what he brings to the table. And whether it's his football knowledge, his high football IQ, dating back to the days when he was even coaching high school football and expanding a high school playbook beyond 8 plays, to what he's done now with player development in the energy he brings to the table. He's been dubbed the defensive Sean McVay. When you talk age, when you talk football knowledge, and the charisma, it is all there with Mike Macdonald. This is a home run hire for the Seattle Seahawks. What is your one-word reaction to Seattle hiring Mike Macdonald as their next head coach? My one word is hell yeah. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go a little hyphenated word there. Hell yeah, brother. That's my one word. Give me your one-word reaction in the comments section below. Folks, when the Seahawks make a move, we break it all down. We have some awesome stuff ahead over the next couple of weeks here on the channel, as we'll talk about this coaching search, what's next with the offensive and coordinator positions and filling the staff. We'll talk plenty of trades, free agency, draft coverage, and more. Join us now here on Seahawks Today. Join the Mike Macdonald era of Seahawks football and help us reach our next milestone, 49,000 subscribers. Subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. For me, when I look at this hire of what it means for Seattle, it tells me that the Seahawks are going forward with the reemergence of getting the defense right. We all think about the days of the Legion and wanting to get back to those said days, right? And the Seahawks, there was a lot of pressure from folks to say, hey, go get an offensive head coach. That's the way the NFL is going. But the Seahawks, this is a team that still built their identity on their defense. And they are trying to get this defense right to get back to that championship caliber of defense. You look at the statistics this past year from the Seahawks defense, and they left a lot to be desired in the bottom half of about every major category this past season with talent that should have done otherwise. They were a lot more talented than what their numbers indicated. Now, you look, comparably speaking, to what Mike Macdonald did in Baltimore this past year, and they were number one in opponents' points per game, number one in touchdowns, second in red zone scoring, fifth in opponents' yards per game. The Ravens defense, they did everything right for the most part this year. And even back to the AFC Championship game, you held Patrick Mahomes and company to 17 points. It wasn't the defense of why the Ravens lost to Kansas City in the AFC title game just a couple days ago. And here's the thing. We talk about talent development and what we saw Mike Macdonald do to develop guys like Patrick Queen and Justin Matabuke and Roquan Smith and others. There's a golden opportunity with this Seahawks team. When you look at the young talent that's on this roster here, Devin Witherspoon, just 23. Rick Woolen, 24. Boye Mafe, 24. Jordan Brooks, 26. Derek Hall, 22. Uchenna Nwosu, still a young guy. He and Draymond Jones as well at 27. Leonard Williams at 29 here. This Seahawks team is very close to competing towards the top. Second straight season at 9-8, but the reason why Pete Carroll is not the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks right now is that they underachieved. They had the same record that they did a year ago and missed the postseason with a much better roster. Now another offseason to retool this thing, a new head coach, a new coaching staff. You have a golden opportunity ahead of you here to really get this thing right and get this team on track to where they need to go, because last season simply wasn't good enough. And now you look at the decisions that are ahead for this Seahawks team. You have some choices to make. What do you do about Geno Smith at the quarterback position? Does Geno come back as your quarterback, or does he get moved? Do you draft a young quarterback? Do you bring in a veteran? What do you do about Tyler Lockett? Tyler Lockett's going to command $16+ million this next year, and the Seahawks don't have a ton of cap space to afford Tyler Lockett at the moment for his future. Does he take a restructured deal? Do you trade him? And then you look at the draft picks. You have a first-round pick at 16 overall. You still have your first-round picks for the next couple of years as well. What do you do to potentially make a move to get this roster right? Now, another thing to keep in mind, one thing that we've said, a consistent theme on this show over the last few weeks was I was more than okay with hiring a defensive-minded head coach if the offensive coordinator hire you got right. In the offensive coordinator hire now, what Mike Macdonald and John Schneider and company do to find the next OC is going to be very critical to put this Seahawks team back on track. You know you got a guy that is as good as anybody when it comes to defense, that knows defense. Now, who are you going to find to go be that head coach for the offense here? I know that there's some connections that Mike Macdonald has to maybe a guy like T. Martin. I know that Cliff Kingsbury's name's been floated around. We'll go over all those names another day. But this OC hire is going to be almost as important as this head coaching hire was. How would you grade the hiring of Mike Macdonald by the Seattle Seahawks? I give it an A. I give Schneider credit for not taking the easy route, for going with the up-and-coming coach that's got a lot of momentum. And the Washington Commanders were highly interested in Mike Macdonald. You got to him before Washington did. You didn't let the commies come in and take your coach. That's a win for me. I'm grading this an A. Get your grades in the comment section. Let us know what you think. For the latest happenings in your Seattle Seahawks, we got you covered each and every day here on Seahawks Today. The Mike Macdonald era begins, and we're not going anywhere. Subscribe now. Lock us into Seahawks Today, and we'll see you next time. All right. So, that is the segment. We got another one ahead here in just a moment. We also got a big super chat to get to from Beta White T. Some other super chats catch up on here in just a moment. But grade the hiring, A, B, C, D, or F. What do you guys think? Kyler says A. Phobia says A. Spider Fan says A. Manuel says A. Leo says A. Jeffrey says A. Jacob says A. Isaac says A. Manuel says A. James says A. We got Pose says A+. Tyson says B. Carlos says A. LT Drift says A. Uma Pirate Girl says total A+. Garrett says A. Aiden says A. Elliot says easy A. Gerald Lewis says A. Donald says A+. Unanimous. Everybody loves the higher for the most part here in the chat. Seth with a $5 super chat. Checking in. And that's going to be another old Macdonald ahead. Seth says, welcome to the 12s, Mike. P.S. Love the channel. Thank you guys for the amazing content. Seth, much appreciated. Thank you, my friend, for sending in that $5 super chat. And show it for, thanks for showing up with us and giving us some love here on the channel today. That is another old Macdonald ahead. So, without further ado, Old Macdonald had a farm. C-I-E-I-O. Hawks. That's what it is.
You gotta do Hawks.
Hawks. C-I-E-I Hawks. Seth, much appreciated. Thanks for sending that in. All right, Chase Sr. with a $5 super chat. Hey, Tyler, first time, long time. Which city has a better political climate for Mike Macdonald, San Francisco or Seattle? Thanks. Chase, great question. You know, there's less needles on the ground in Seattle than there are in San Francisco. Seattle's a bit of a safer city. I would personally stay away from, what was the zone that they tried to turn into another country? The autonomous zone. I'd stay away from there if I'm Mike Macdonald. But plenty of good coffee. You got a nice view of the lake and everything. I think we're going to see Mike Macdonald in good shape there. And Chase, I know you love the Seattle Seahawks. And so with that, we got to do the old Macdonald song specifically for Chase Sr. Huge Seahawk fan.
A huge Seahawk fan.
He loves the Hawks. He loves the Hawks. Chase Sr., he's the biggest Seahawks fan I know. And so, Chase, this one's for you, buddy. Old Macdonald had a farm. C-I-E-I Hawks.
Let's go.
Thank you, Chase.
FSF.
FSF. FSF. Chase, thanks for that $5 super chat, my guy.
And then
here we go, folks.
We got a $100 super chat
from Beta YT. Bang! Beta, 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 beta. How about that? Beta coming in with a $100 super chat. What a welcome from Mike Macdonald. Oh my gosh. Spam Beta. Spam Beta.
Spam Beta.
Spam Beta in the chat. Beta says, what do you think about Jamal possibly retiring? Also, let's go Mike Macdonald.
Beta, we'll get to that in the mailbag that we have coming up as well.
Don't think Jamal's retiring.
I don't think so.
Even if the Seahawks move on from him, I do think he goes somewhere else, at the very least. And let's go Mike Macdonald. Beta YT, another spot in the Emerald Club for Beta. And we're now just, what is it, about $20 away from a boot on today's show. Everybody spam Beta in the chat.
Let's go.
Beta, good to hear from you. Hope things are well at Clemson, my guy.
Yeah, Beta in the chat. I haven't seen you with a big super chat in a while. That was refreshing. That felt like early season Beta right there.
Oh, Beta coming in strong. Spam Beta in the chat. There you go, Beta. You're back in the Emerald Club.
Let's go.
Spam Beta in the chat with that $100 super chat. That's awesome. Samuel with a $2 super chat says, I feel like the commies tried, but he waited on Seattle. Well, they were in the same timing window.
Yeah.
Because they had to wait at the same time Seattle did based on the Ravens getting eliminated. What was interesting where the Seahawks may have had a slight advantage, Schmitty, is that the Commanders' number one option, they were wanting to get Ben Johnson and it didn't work out.
Yes, and Ben Johnson just declined and said, I'm going back to Detroit.
Seattle
had him on the radar too, but I don't think that was ever Seattle's number one priority either.
Ben Johnson was never the number one option for Seattle.
Nope.
They liked Mike Macdonald more, is what it sounds like, all indications there. So, yes, it's the chop zone. Mike Macdonald, stay away from the chop zone in Seattle, the Chaz zone or whatever it is. Samuel with a $2 super chat. I feel like the commies tried, but he waited on Seattle. Yeah, maybe so. Samuel, cheers to you. Let's go back to Super Chat menu. We'll do our mailbag segment here in just a moment with plenty of reaction to the Seahawks hiring Mike Macdonald. Here is what we're offering today. First-time Super Chatters, you get the Seahawks chant. $5, we sing Old Macdonald. $10, we're taking shots. $20, do a beer chug. $100 gets you in the Emerald Club. And we are about $20 away from Das Boot, which is 3 beers in one. We drink it as quick as we can, but we need you guys' help to get there. $20, and we will do a boot on today's show. We're getting very, very close. So you send in a 20, you get a beer chug and a boot, a little 2-for-1 with the next $20 Super Chat that comes in. And then how are we doing on questions for the mailbag, Smitty?
We have none yet.
None?
You got to get some questions, guys.
We need some questions for the mailbag, guys. We want to hear from you. What do you think of the Seahawks hiring Mike Macdonald?
Use hashtag Seahawks.
Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. They get on the mailbag portion. And we will give priority to Super Chats. If you send in a Super Chat, you are getting on the mailbag. But hashtag Seahawks for your chance as well to get on the mailbag like Di just put in. Di's got a question. We'll take more questions, though. Keep on sending them in as we react to the Seahawks hiring Mike Macdonald as their next head coach. 6-year deal, still waiting on to see what the money terms are.
Let me get some updates on that.
What'd you say?
So let me get some updates on that.
Yeah. Smitty's checking in, see if we can get some contract updates. But a 6-year deal ahead. Beta is saying he needs somebody to spot him $20. Beta wants this boot to happen, but he's out of money. He needs somebody to spot him $20. Who is willing to spot Beta $20 so we can make this boot happen on today's show? $ sign next to the chat box. I haven't done a boot in a minute, so we'll see what goes on. Tyson's got a question. Good to see you, Tyson. Jose's got a question. I see Tom's got a question. Spider fan, good to see you. Yeah, we need some more questions, then we'll get started this mailbag portion of Seahawks Today. Breaking news, Mike Macdonald expected to be hired as the next head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. 12s react to this news. Our mailbag portion coming up in just a bit. Let's see. Who else got more questions here? Like, Michael, that's a good question, but I can't answer it unless you use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. Either one, and we'll get you taken care of. Be like Isaac. Isaac got it figured out.
What did Leonard Williams say about Mike Macdonald?
Based on his post. Let's go to the Twitter. I'm going to pull this up in real time. Leonard Williams. I don't see any tweets from Leonard Williams. He hasn't tweeted since 2012. Oh! Boot is happening! Back-to-back $20 Super Chats coming in. Here we go. From Leo with a $20 Super Chat. Bang! That's a beer chug, and that's going to be a boot coming up just a bit. Who, in your opinion, the best OC candidates that we should target? Smitty, I'll go over this in the mailbag, but what about you? What comes to mind?
Oh, I mean, my number one was obviously Zach Robinson, the pass game coordinator in LA. I'm not super familiar on all the available names right now as to who's been taken and who hasn't been. I'm thinking even if we go in division as well, Clint Kubiak is a hot name that's up there as well. So I don't know, but I trust that Seattle's going to get it done better than I would.
Leo, here's a beer chug for you. Everybody spam Leo in the chat. Much appreciated, my guy. Woo! Thank you, Leo. Thank you for that. Then Boston with a $20 Super Chat. Bang!
Was it the first?
Was it?
I believe.
Third.
I get tricked. I get tricked. I wanted to chant Seahawks.
Boston.
Shout out to you, Boston.
Spam Boston in the chat.
Shout out to you, Boston.
Boston, much appreciated. Cheers. Everybody spam Boston, and I'll take another beer chug. Here we go.
Leo, we'll get your question first up on our mailbag segment here.
All right. Let's see. All right. Here we go. We'll do our mailbag. And then we'll stick around. We can keep partying. We can have a good time. Mike Macdonald, the next head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Who's fired up for that, folks? I'm fired up. Are you fired up, Smitty?
I'm so fired up. I mean, this is who I wanted. This is if the Seahawks were going to go defensive coach, this is the number one candidate as far as who I wanted.
Yeah, this great job. Shout out to John. And I'll say this too before we start this mailbag, Smitty.
Yeah.
John now takes over operations. He's the top of the food chain now. Pete Carroll out. If you wanted to get away from the Pete Carroll era and the way things have been done, this is John Schneider putting his stamp on this team. This is clearly John Schneider's team.
100%, and I love that about it. Hiring young coach who's going to be here for a while, John Schneider, seems like this is a move that says he'll be here for a while. This is a new era of Seattle Seahawks football, and I'm excited to see it get started.
Yeah, no doubt. Boston, thanks for that $20 super chat, my guy. Let's get to it. Mailbag time. Hashtag Seahawks or super chat to get on the mailbag portion of the show. Jaime with a $12 super chat for the 12s. We'll throw Jaime on screen. Jaime says, I'm waiting for the press conference to make it all official. We haven't any word when that will be, but I imagine it's coming sooner than later, that press conference, Jaime. But Jaime, much appreciated to you. Cheers, my guy. Go Hawks. Another, I do owe you a shot for that. So I'll take a shot for Jaime. Everybody spam Jaime in the chat for that $12 super chat coming in. Here we go. Here's a shot for Jaime. Cheers, my guy. Let's go. Okay. Before we start the cut. Okay. Leave me with the super chat menu while you're gone. All right, we're going to start the mailbag in just a bit, but Smitty's got to grab his laptop charger. So in the meantime, let's go over the super chat menu. Here's what we're offering today. First time super chat, get the Seahawks chant. $5 super chat, we'll do the old Macdonald song. $10 super chat, we'll take a shot. $20, we'll do a beer chug. $100 gets you in the Emerald Club. That is our Seahawks Today Hall of Fame. I already owe you one boot, but we could potentially do another. Whether it's me doing two boots or maybe Smitty gets involved, I don't know. But we're at 237 right now. We got to get to 400 for another boot. So we would need around, 160? 160 to get to another boot. So we could potentially do two boots before the end of the day today. That is certainly within marching distance. But we do owe you one before we get to that first. So first time super chatter, Seahawks chant. $5 super chat, we'll do the old Macdonald song. $10 super chat, we'll take a shot. $20, we'll do a beer chug. $100 gets in the Emerald Club. That is our Seahawks Today Hall of Fame. J-Dub, that is not a super chat. You had to click the $sign below the chat box to send a super chat or use hashtag Seahawks. That's how that works. All right. Mike Macdonald. I am fired up. Seahawks got their guy. It's a great day to be alive. A great day to be a Seattle Seahawks fan. As Mike Macdonald's the next Seahawks head coach. Man, I'm fired up. McVirus with a super chat. We'll throw him up in just a second. We'll throw him up. I'll finish this drink and then we'll open up another one. Just go ahead and end your dry January right now. Go ahead and start drinking and celebrating with us. The Seahawks have their guy. Let's go. Jaime, we got to earlier. Here's McVirus with a $2 super chat. Who would be good to pair with Mike being head coach? and DC. You know, with him being a young guy, I could see him going with a guy with experience on the other end. Smitty, what about a guy like Ron Rivera? Ron Rivera, the Commanders head coach.
They said Juan Rivera. Ron Rivera would be great, actually. I mean, because he's a guy who wants to stay in coaching. And that's somebody who I think has the experience. He's been in the big game before, hasn't gotten over the hump. He could be that missing piece.
Yeah, a lot of times we see, both in the NFL and in other sports, when you go with the young head coach, that you go get a veteran assistant that's been a head coach before. Ron Rivera might be that fit for Seattle as their defensive coordinator potentially. Pacific Northwest with a $20 super chat. Bang! Says, now that we have our head coach, which do you think we'll get? A QB or a lineman at 16 in the first round of the draft? Pacific Northwest, thanks for that $20 super chat. I'll say this, Smitty. We said that if they got a defensive-minded head coach, the Seahawks will probably draft defense at 16 overall. I would think that's probably the direction they go. Probably somebody on the defensive side of things.
Bring me Jared Verse.
I'd love Jared Verse. I would love the idea of Jared Verse. All right. Another super chat coming in. Matthew writes in. Let's hear you sing, LOL. Love this hire. Matthew, much appreciated. Old MacDonald had a farm. C-I-E-I Hawks. Thank you, Matthew. Cheers to you, Matthew. Oh, and Pacific Northwest, I owe you a beer chug, too. So this is to Pacific Northwest. Here we go. Woo! Man, dry January is over. It's almost noon on the West Coast. We're rocking and rolling. 260 in super chats. We're 140 away from another boot. I still owe one, but I got to get through this next segment first, and then we'll pay off our stuff accordingly on today's show. But stick around for that. What a day, Seahawk fans! It is a great day for the Seattle Seahawks as they have their guy Mike Macdonald set to be the next Seattle Seahawks head coach. We'll react to everything, what you guys have to say about this hire in just a matter of moments here on Seahawks Today. What do you guys think? Keep on chiming in and send it away to us here on Seahawks Today. Mike Macdonald replaces Pete Carroll. He'll become the youngest head coach in the NFL at just 36 years old. So I'm going to be this year 28 years old. So I'm only 8 years away from being an NFL head coach at this point. That's incredible. 36 years old. What am I doing with my life? I'm hanging out with you guys instead of trying to become a head coach like Mike Macdonald here. No, you guys are great. I'm glad I'm here with you guys. Coaching's hard. Mike Macdonald, very optimistic. A lot of excitement about what he'll bring to the Seattle Seahawks here in just a bit. All right. Let's get going. Mailbag time. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get to the mailbag segment in just a matter of moments. Reacting to Mike Macdonald being hired as the Seahawks' next head coach. We'll share our thoughts and get to it here in just a bit. Peter wants me to be OC. If I'm OC, we're running an air raid. I can tell you that right now. We're running air raid offense. We're going up-tempo for the first half, and we're going to try to run the ball and wear our clock in the second half. That's going to be my strategy. Smitty, if the Seahawks make me OC, are you all in on an air raid offense when I'm OC?
I'm in. We are throwing the ball maybe every single play. 95% of our plays will be pass plays.
Let's go.
And then the other 5% will be RPOs.
Let's go. Perfect. All right. Without further ado, the 12's your chance to react to Mike Macdonald, hired as the next Seahawks head coach. We'll get to that here in just a second. So stay tuned for that here on Seahawks Today. Once Smitty gives me the go-ahead, then we'll fire her up and get rolling. All right. Here we go. The Seattle Seahawks have a brand new head coach. His name is Mike Macdonald. On this edition of Seahawks Today, we're going to hear directly from the 12s as they react to the hiring of Mike Macdonald. But before we do, we want to make sure you lock us in here on Seahawks Today for the latest happenings on your favorite team. When Seahawks news happens, we bring you a video as quick as we can here on the channel. Live shows, daily news and rumors, trades, free agency, the draft, filling up Mike Macdonald's staff. We're going to be all over it here on the channel. Subscribe now, turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. We'll get started with today's show. Leo with a $20 super chat, bang, says, who, in your opinion, is the best OC candidates that we should target? Man, there's plenty to choose from out there. When you talk about Mike Macdonald, T. Martin is going to be a name that comes up, who was on staff with him at Baltimore and is the quarterback's coach, was a legendary quarterback at the University of Tennessee. His name's going to come up. Cliff Kingsbury is going to be a name that could be very popular as well. A couple names that I had liked previously but have since taken other jobs, Zach Robinson and Kellen Moore, were possibilities, but we'll see. That's off the top of my head who I think Seattle could potentially target. We'll have a video coming up in the next few days with some potential OC targets for Seattle. Edward writes in, who's the now favorite candidates to be the OC in D.C.? We talked about OC just a moment ago. Let's talk D.C. now. I got to tell you, there's a few names in particular for the D.C. job that jumps out of mind. Think about this, okay? You have a young head coach, and it doesn't matter what league it is, the NFL, the NBA, college football, whatever it is. When you hire a young head coach, one of the things that typically happens is the head coach ends up hiring assistants with head coaching experience that have been there, done that can kind of show you how to be a head coach. And there's one very good defensive mind, specifically, that I think could be a very good fit for this Seahawks team to be their new D coordinator. What about Ron Rivera? Ron Rivera wants to stay in coaching. I know that it didn't work out for him as the Washington Commanders head coach. But what about making Riverboat Ron your DC? To me, that could be interesting. Pacific Northwest with a $20 super chat, bang, writes in. Now that we have our head coach, which do you think we'll get, a QB or lineman at 16 in the first round of the draftee? Pacific Northwest, thanks for the $20 super chat. I got to tell you, I think that the Seahawks, by drafting a defensive head coach, or by hiring a defensive head coach, are probably going to lean towards drafting defense in this upcoming draft rather than the quarterback position. That's kind of my suspicion, but obviously these things are fluid and can change. I would think they lean towards defense, defensive linemen specifically, to potentially fill that spot, but we'll see what exactly they do. But that's kind of the direction I lean towards, at least at the moment, as the Seahawks go defense. But maybe there's a quarterback that falls to them that they can't refuse. So we'll see. Who's the assistant coach the Seahawks should hire? Whether it's offense, defense, you name it, let us know. Who's the guy that you'd like to see be on staff for Mike Macdonald in Seattle? Weigh in the comment section and let us know. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS, for a $100 deposit match on your first entry. Choose two or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points, passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards. Maybe you want to mix and match different leagues, the NFL, the NBA, NHL, and more. This week on Prize Picks, I'm looking ahead to the big game. I got Patrick Mahomes to have more than half a passing yard. I got Isaiah Pacheco to have more than half a receiving or rushing touchdown, and Christian McCaffrey to have more than 35.5 receiving yards. If all three of these hit, and let's say I put $20 down, I'm making $100 on Prize Picks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match on your first entry. That's PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS to play along with us today. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of Seahawks today. Caleb writes in, do you think Mike will be able to transition to Seahawk play fairly easily and think it's going to take a minute? You know, I think he's going to come in right away and insert his will, establish his identity with this Seahawks organization and build the team the way that he sees best fit. And think about this, okay? If you were John Schneider, okay, taking this over for Pete Carroll, heading up football operations and everything, the easy decision would have been, we're going to try to keep this afloat and just do what we've been doing, right? We'll go get Dan Quinn. We'll continue to do things the way that we have and just keep the mojo that way, right? But John Schneider takes over and says, you know what? No, this is the guy I want. I want a fresh face. I want to start over and do things my way. And I would like to think, anyway, that after hiring Mike Macdonald, that John Schneider says, all right, John, or all right, Mike, now you go run the offense you want to run. You go run the defense you want to run. Go find the coordinators that you best see fit. If he does that, lets him run things the way he wants and not micromanages, I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be in good shape. Gerald Lewis writes in, does Mike Macdonald have the potential to turn this team around and make the Super Bowl right away? This team's still got a lot of holes, a lot of things to figure out. We look at the interior of the offensive line, for example, the interior of the defensive line. You need some help at linebacker, need some help at tight end. Got to figure out the quarterback situation. The Seahawks aren't far off, but they still have some stuff to figure out. I think it's realistic that this team should be competing for the division, and they've competed for the division the last 2 years. The next step for this team is going to be, can they take the division away from San Francisco? Can they win the NFC West? If they do that, then we can have the next conversation about being a Super Bowl contender or taking that next step. But to me, first and foremost, go try to win the NFC West, and then we can talk Super Bowl from there. Mark writes in, what makes you believe he will be successful when most rookie head coaches fail? Well, Mark, based on that logic, most coaches fail, not just rookie head coaches. What makes me buy into Mike Macdonald and what he's selling is not only just the fact that he brings an energy and charisma and is contagious, right? Not just those things that, a player-friendly coach that everybody likes. All of that I love. But everything we've heard from who he's worked with, from John Harbaugh to Jim Harbaugh to Mark Richt, to the players he's coached like Kyle Hamilton, Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith, all of them say that this guy is a brilliant football mind, that his concepts are out of this world, that he understands the game, that he develops talent, that he takes things to the next level, a natural leader, a guy that you can easily buy into. Those are the things that have me convinced, that make me believe that Mike Macdonald will get the job done for this Seahawks team. Mark, thanks for that question there. Got time for a couple more questions before we wrap up here on this mailbag edition of Seahawks Today. Let's get to this one from Ilya. Ilya writes in, do you think Mike Macdonald keeps Jamal Adams? I don't think Jamal Adams has come back to Seattle. I really don't, for a number of reasons. You look at just the way that he played this past year, was disappointing. He was a liability on the football field. I think that also when you factor in he's getting older, he's not Pete's guy. He doesn't have to be loyal to Jamal Adams on that front. And Jamal's attitude. Jamal was, he looked like a bad person last year. I hate to say it, but the way that he treated that reporter from New York and called out that guy's wife, and the way he handled himself off the field, I was disappointed in Jamal Adams. And I think it's best for all parties involved. They go their separate ways. Eat the money, move on, call it a day, move on from Jamal Adams. Spider Fan writes in, do you think we'll see any members from the Ravens coaching staff or Michigan Wolverines coaching staff join Macdonald's staff? potentially speaking. Now, Minter, who caught my eye, I thought would have been a good D.C. choice. The D.C. Michigan. He's going with Harbaugh to the Chargers to be their D.C. So that's out of the question. But we've talked about T. Higgins, Weaver, who was on his staff there in Baltimore. He might be a name to keep an eye on, although he could actually end up replacing Macdonald in Baltimore anyway. But yeah, I think that's certainly possible. We could see guys from Baltimore or Michigan end up here. I want to ask you guys, do you like Seattle's coaching hire? This decision to go with Mike Macdonald. Let us know what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in the comment section. Do you like the hire or not? Let me know. Appreciate you joining us here on this edition of Seahawks Today. Subscribe to the channel as we have some exciting stuff ahead. We usher in a brand new era of Seahawks football led by Mike Macdonald. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. All right. Just 80 subs away now from 49,000 subscribers on the channel. Subscribe now, and let's see if we can get there before the end of the show. I got to go get the boot ready. Smitty's going to take over for a moment, and here's what I'll do. While I am gone, Smitty, every $5 super chat that comes in, I will add a shot of Patron to the boot that I'm about to do. So Smitty's job, while I'm gone, is to see how many shots he could come up with for me when I come back and do the boot. Smitty, it's all yours. I'll be right back.
What's going on, 12s? Send in a $5 super chat. We're adding shots to the boot. You guys did so awesome for us today. Getting in $261 in super chats. I mean, listen, we get 140 more. I'm doing a boot. So, choice is yours. If you get a big time super chat, it can make it a lot easier. Send in a $5 super chat. Tyler's putting shots in the boot. Seahawks hiring Mike Macdonald. What do you guys think, man? This is awesome. This is very, very exciting. Brian, can't bring Dan Quinn to be DC again. The rules state that you can't make a lateral move unless you're fired. I don't think Dallas is going to fire Dan Quinn after the season he had. I know he performed pretty poorly there in the divisional, but nah, I can't just take him from another team when he's under contract. Do you think that any players will follow Mike Macdonald to Seattle? We've talked about that in a video, actually, 2 days ago on the channel. We predicted that Mike Macdonald would be the favorite to be Seattle's head coach, and we talked about the fact that he could bring a guy like Justin Matabuke to help that interior of Seattle's defensive line. Jadeveon Clowney, a former Seahawk who is playing in Baltimore this year, could be on the move back to Seattle as well. And then, who knows, some players on the offensive side of the ball who are free agents, cough, cough, OBJ, potentially could be a thought, but that one's a little more far-fetched. Hey, Mr. Kane sending in a 5. Appreciate you, Mr. Kane. That'll be a shot in the boot. That'll be a shot in the boot. For Mike Macdonald. Oh, Jaime getting involved with a $20 super chat. That's 5 shots total going in the boot. Let's go. Spam Jaime. Spam Kane. Appreciate you guys getting involved. Getting the shots in the boot. Tyler's going to get a little screwed up here on a Wednesday afternoon. 2 o'clock here in Dallas, Texas, so it could be worse. Could be worse. Goondock says, no OBJ, please. Too much of a diva. Yeah, no, you're probably right. But we check out that video about Mike Macdonald potentially bringing some players to Seattle. We might hit something like that later on this week on the channel, so stay tuned. But 5 shots going in. 5 shots are going in the boot.
6.
We got another one?
Boston.
Oh, Boston getting another one on the board. Shout out Boston. Si verga.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Boot's coming.
Shout out Matthew McConaughey. All right, so 6 shots in the boot. Up straight Patron. There we go. Oh, boy. This is going to be interesting. And now we're just about 190 away from a Smitty boot as well. Been a minute since I've done the boot, but I'm warmed up and ready to go. Over under 20 seconds. Get your predictions in. O for over. U for under. What do we think? Do you believe in Jonesy? Am I going to be a little rusty? Or am I going to come out of the gates firing on this boot? What do you guys think? O for over. U for under. Get your predictions in the chat right now. And we'll get this boot fired away. I'm ready to go. I'm going to take off my shirt because it's getting a little hot in the studio. I do have a shirt underneath, FYI. The Seahawks shirt, nonetheless. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. All right. Let me check something here. There we go. Need some more air. All right. O for over, U for under. 20 seconds on the boot. I went beer with Patron. This could be painful, but you guys are worth it. Here we go. Spam chug in the chat. Smitty's going to do the play-by-play and keep the clock going. But I'm going to go as quick as I can. Spam chug in the chat. And let's get this thing going. Here we go.
Are you guys ready for a sub 20-second boot? Because I believe in Tyler. Spam chug in the chat. Let me know.
I believe that I can chug. I believe that I can chug.
For Mike Macdonald. For Mike Macdonald. Oh, so Pacific Northwest with a 5. Throw another shot in there.
Another shot.
Throw another shot in there, young fella.
I believe that I can chug. I believe that I can chug.
Shout out to Pacific Northwest. Spam chug in the chat.
Another shot. Here we go. Keep on spamming chug.
I'm ready when you are.
All right. Here we go.
Let's do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I might have given him. Oh, he's spilling. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh my God. This is absolutely treacherous. But he's on the move. About halfway in, about halfway done with the boot. This is going to be a sweat as it normally is. 20 seconds is the marker. Can he get it down? Oh! Oh! 19-2!
Yeah!
19-2!
Yeah! Yeah! Who do you think you are? I am!
19-2!
Wow.
Pretty elite stuff. That's
Wow.
for you guys. That's for Mike Macdonald and a new era of Seahawk football!
That's how we start the era.
That's how we start the era.
That's how we
There
start.
was no other way to start the era.
Seahawks! Seahawks!
Hawks!
Let's go!
Thank you guys.
All right. Let's go. Let's go back to Super Chat menu. Here we go. I'm down to hang out with you guys as long as you want to be here. But we got to have Super Chats to keep the show rolling. Excuse me. First time Super Chatters. You get the Seahawks chant. $5 to do the old Macdonald song. $10 we do a shot. $20 do a beer chug. $100 gets you in the Emerald Club. That's our Seahawks Day Hall of Fame. We're just over $100 away from a Smitty boot. Can he beat my time of 19.6?
If we get a $100 super chat flat, I'll do it.
$100.
But, you know, if we get the full 100, obviously I'll do it as well. But if we get we're 103 away. If we get a $100 super chat, I'm doing it.
There it is. There's the offer. 2 minutes on the clock. Super chat of any amount. Show keeps rolling. And we reset and we try to see if we can get to that 400 mark.
All right.
But just about $100 away. Let's see.
$100 away from 2 boots, 1 stream.
2 boots, 1 stream. The Wong Tong Life says, lick it off your shirt. It smells like beer, I can tell you that. I'm glad I took off my other shirt. This one might have to go in the rafters after that one. Super chat of any amount, we stay live. We get over $100 in super chats, or even just one super chat of 100. Smitty's doing a boot next. But here is your chance. We can keep this show going and celebrate the hire of Mike Macdonald as the next Seahawks head coach. Smitty, Pete Carroll been around for a long time. I'm just rejuvenated right now.
Yep.
Like, this feels
This
like
is
we're
crazy.
turning the page. Like
It's
something to be excited about.
something I've never experienced since watching Seahawks football. I wasn't really around for the Mike Norvell day, or not Mike Norvell. I don't know why I said that. What am I forgetting his name?
Jim Mora?
Jim Moore.
You didn't want to be around for the Jim Mora days.
No.
You're Mike Holmgren.
Mike Holmgren. Yeah.
Okay, we reset the shot
Jim
clock.
Mora.
Michael coming in hot.
All right.
Michael says, you better Uber home. I'm actually not going anywhere because I got more work to do after
We got
this.
more work to do. We got a work day left.
Yeah, we're not done. We're not done. Michael with the $5 super chat. Bang. Thank you, Michael. You better Uber home. We'll get there eventually. We'll figure it out. Michael, thanks for that $5 super chat, my guy. Much
singing.
appreciated. Oh, McDonald had a farm. C-I-C-I Hawks.
Woo!
Thank you, Michael, for that. Now that puts us at 300. So, 100 away from a Smitty boot. And we could get there with a $100 super chat or collectively. However you guys want to figure out in the chat.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Michael, I will sober up before I go home. I actually didn't drive to work today, so actually I might have to Uber home, honestly. But, yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about. Send us a super chat, reset the shot clock, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want. Michael says you're welcome. Thank you, Michael. Much appreciated. Whew. That boot, when you haven't done a boot in a while, kind of shakes up your system a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be honest, but I feel great. I feel great.
Great stream today, though, overall, guys. I mean,
Oh, here we go, Mark.
there we go.
That's a shot. You want to take this shot, Smitty?
I can take the shot.
Here you go. Go to the Patron zone. Oh, it's Pacific Northwest with the
Whoa!
20. Okay.
Shot in a beer chug. All right, I'll do the shot. You do the
I'll
chug.
do the beer chug. Okay. Let's go. Mark, Smitty's going to take down this shot for you. Going to the Patron zone.
I mean, now we're quickly 70 away.
70 away from a Smitty boot. Michael and Mark, much appreciated. Pacific Northwest will get you here in just a second. Here we go, Smitty.
Mark, cheers to you, my friend. To Mike Macdonald and a new era of Seahawks football.
Let's go. Cheers. Bottoms up.
Oh, my God.
Pacific Northwest with a $20 super chat. Bang!
Bang.
Says, welcome, coach. We 12s have high hopes. What's that song by Panic in the Disco? High hopes.
Oh, had to have high hopes for a living.
Shooting for the stars. Killing. Oh, that's actually a very good song. I won't lie.
Is that Panic at the Disco or
It
Fall
is
Out?
Panic in the Disco.
Okay. The Fall Out Boy sounds similar.
I feel like Panic in the Disco and Fall Out Boy are pretty much the same band.
Pretty much the same thing. Same
Just
era.
Panic in the Disco is a little bit older, or a little younger. I mean,
Panic at the Disco is only one guy too. It's been like he's had so many different iterations of the band. It's like one guy and just a bunch of different revolving doors.
really,
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yep.
Pacific
Brendan
Northwest.
Urie.
Here's the beer chug for you.
Let's go Pacific Northwest. Shouts out to you guys.
Yes,
70 away, 69 actually away
69.
from a Smitty boot. Funny enough.
getting a little sexual. Yeah, I feel like Imagine Dragons.
Imagine
and
Dragons and One Republic are the same
One
thing.
Republic, very similar.
Yes.
There's certain groups you can like pair up together. Like
The Beatles and the Beach Boys.
like Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen get paired up together a lot.
Okay. Zach Bryan and Tyler Childers. Get
Yeah.
paired up a lot. They don't have music together though. That's the funny thing.
Zach Bryan and I, both from Tulsa. He's the same age as me too. What could have been? I missed out. I could have been Zach Bryan.
Could have been Zach Bryan. Could have been Mike Macdonald.
Yeah. Beta's back. Good to see you, Beta.
Beta.
Beta, did you miss my boot? I did that for you, buddy. I hope you didn't miss my
Beta,
boot.
we did a boot. We're 69 away from my own boot getting done on today's
We need
stream.
a super chat of any amount to keep the show live. We need $69 for Smitty to do a boot.
For Mike Macdonald. I want to do it for the new era as Hawk football.
We want to do it for Mike. And the clock's winding down. Super chat of any amount. Clock resets.
I'm ready.
But we need to make it happen. Smitty, what's your typical like Spotify playlist? What do you listen to in it?
I'm a hip hop fan myself.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of Young Thug, Drake, Gunna, Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Obviously, a lot of music I relate to heavily.
Right.
So Key Glock, another one of my favorites. He's hot right now for anybody looking to get some new rap in their catalog. But barring a delay here, shot clock expires.
Yeah. We'll wait a minute because YouTube sometimes takes a minute.
Of course. Let me see what else I got added recently. Oh, the new 21 Savage definitely top.
Oh, you can't go wrong with 21 Savage.
21 Savage and Travis Scott were my top two most listened to last year. Pretty mainstream, but not bad.
Oh, here we go. Michael kept the shot
All
clock
right,
going.
Michael keeps it going.
Michael comes in. Michael says, "Here you go." All right, so let's keep talking hip hop music then.
All right.
With Michael with the $2 says, "Here you go." We'll throw Michael on screen. Hip hop music, like I feel like Smitty, when you listen to hip hop music, you can go back to any era pretty much and have an appreciation for it.
Yeah, it's very versatile. It's come a long way. Love it.
Like there's certain genres that went through a rough patch in some eras.
Definitely.
Hip hop has consistently stayed good. Cheers to Michael and hip hop music.
Cheers, Mike.
All right.
One more time, starting it back up.
Starting to back up. Another 2 minutes on the clock. About 65 away from a Smitty boot.
Ooh.
Michael says, because you dudes are funny.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Much appreciated.
Um,
Well, you got any plans this weekend, Smitty?
Plans this weekend. Yeah, my buddy from college is coming into town. He's actually in town today. He just flew
Oh,
in.
nice.
Yep. So
Where are you going to take him?
Fort Worth, we're going to show him around there.
Stockyards?
Yep, Stockyards.
There we go.
Should be fun. Gonna go maybe around TCU's campus. Not gonna go to the TCU Texas hoops game, but
A little pricey, that ticket.
yeah, a little pricey that ticket is. So we're just gonna go watch it at a bar. And crazy slate of college hoops. So I don't want to miss any of that either. So definitely worth it to see a bunch of games at once.
My Jayhawks play in Houston on Saturday.
My Duke Blue Devils playing at North Carolina. Huge game. North Carolina coming off a loss against Georgia Tech. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Very surprising.
North Carolina's a good team this year.
Yeah. As we're talking about ACC, when we're on a Pacific Northwest football channel here.
Well,
Washington basketball, not exactly its best this year, but they have some exciting talent.
Gonzaga has a down year this year.
Gonzaga down year as well. How many Gonzaga fans do we have in the chat before we sign off?
Wasn't it a bit surprising that Gonzaga had this down year too? Weren't they expected to be about top 10 team?
I mean, they always are. You know, they're always expected to be that shoe-in tournament team, and they should win the tournament, or not win the tournament, win their conference tournament, and be, you know, back in the mix in the dance, but not going to be as big of a threat as they normally are viewed as.
Yeah.
6-year commitment. Yep, that's right, Kyle Roberts. 6 years for Mike Macdonald, baby. Very excited, pumped up for this new era of Hawks ball.
Yes.
Is there news as to who might get hired as OC in DC? Not yet. I mean, we heard rumblings about that Chip Kelly pairing. Who knows about that? Could be crazy.
Yeah. I'm not seeing more super chats come in, so let's make sure you guys subscribe.
Yeah, let's do it.
Michael says you guys are in Texas. I'm in New Jersey. Hawk fans everywhere. Absolutely. We're all over the place. Folks, we're just getting started with the Mike Macdonald era. We got some exciting stuff on the channel over the next couple days. We'll talk offensive coordinator candidates, defensive coordinator candidates. We're going to get you ready for the draft, free agency, trades, all the stuff you need to know will be covered on the channel over the next couple days. But stay alert, stay informed. Help us get to 49,000 subs. Less than, 80 away from the next milestone. So subscribe now, and we will sign off. Guys, it's been a lot of fun today.
A lot of fun.
We started the Mike Macdonald era on the right foot and did about $333 in Super Chats. So much appreciated, you guys, for coming in and giving us a banger show today. And have a great rest of your week. Oh, right at the 11th hour, Charles. We were just getting ready to sign off. And Charles comes in. We will reset. Hold on, folks.
I mean, not only does he reset, he resets us with a first-time Super Chatter! Oh, no. My wrong one is I can't close my eyes. Charles Pierce C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
Let's go!
Let's go, Charles. Much appreciated. Sir Charles with the $5 Super Chat. And that's Old Macdonald again.
Old MacDonald had a farm. C-I-E-I Hawks.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles, for that. Sir Charles coming in. We'll set the clock at 1 minute.
All right.
1 minute on the shot clock. After Charles sending that $5 Super Chat. And now we're about 60 away from a Smitty boot. 60 away. A minute on the clock. Super Chat of any amount resets the clock. But we need to get to 60 for a Smitty boot. I would love to see Smitty take down a boot before we're done.
I'm down.
First time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5, Old Macdonald song. $10 for taking a shot. $20 to do a beer chug. $100 the Emerald Club. That is our Seahawks Today Hall of Fame.
Let's do it.
Also, by the way, if you missed it earlier, our full reaction to the Mike Macdonald hiring, the channel, the video is up on the channel right now.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Harrison Graham for taking care of that, putting it up for us. So you can check that out if you missed it earlier. Our full reaction. Let's see. Beta says his roommate is a Ravens fan.
Ooh, tough end of their season and a tough stealing from them here a little bit. I hope you're rubbing that in, Beta.
Yeah. Beta, what's going on with your Clemson Tigers?
They're doing well, very well in the hoops sphere right now. Very, very good at basketball.
They got ripped off against Duke the other night. That was unfortunate. Those communists, the Duke Blue Devils.
That was a foul. Everybody knows it. Smacked him on the forearm.
Everybody hates Duke.
Not me. Blue Devil pride, baby.
F Duke. F Duke. Everybody knows what happened in the Elite Eight in 2018. That was a great day.
Oh, stop it.
That was one of the best days of my life. Let's see. Zach says, Tennessee Hawks fan here. Beta says, shh, we don't talk about them in football.
They're going to do well in March Madness this year. They have an opportunity to make some things happen. They got an old squad, a lot of experience. P.J. Hall, Joe Girard. Good squad.
All right, now we will sign off.
Thank you, guys. Great stream. Mike Macdonald era. Let's go!
We will see you all right back here on the channel. Stay tuned. Got some exciting stuff ahead. We got you covered. For Smitty, I'm Tyler Jones. One more. One more right then.
One more.
Okay. I never want to leave without responding to a super chat.
Of course.
So we'll answer this and then we'll go. Any chance at getting Eric Bieniemy for OC? Certainly possible. I would love to have Bieniemy be the OC.
Is he a free agent, though?
Yes, because the Commanders fired the whole staff.
Oh, okay.
When they fired Ron Rivera.
Gotcha.
So he is available for anybody out there. I don't know if he and Mike Macdonald have any connections, if that phone call can be made. But, yeah, I would love to see Eric Bieniemy in Seattle as the OC. He would be my first choice. Oh, another!
Wow. You guys are killing it.
You guys are killing it. Now we're just 55 away from a Smitty boot.
And this one's a first-time Super Chatter from Archangel C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
Let's go!
Spam Angel! Spam Angel! Check this out. Wife and I are expecting our first child today. And now the amazing news of Mike Macdonald getting hired as our new head coach. Let's freaking go. Arch.
Let's go, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
What a day.
If it's a boy, you have to name it Mike.
Oh, it has to be Michael, right? Hopefully it flows with your last name. Hopefully
if it's a boy, it's got to be Michael.
It's got to be Michael.
Yeah. Arch, congratulations to you and your wife. Thanks for being a first-time Super Chatter. And hope your baby is healthy and well, and for exciting times ahead. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. And how about this, too, for Archangel? While you're waiting on the baby to be born, hanging out with us hooligans.
I know. Unbelievable. 55 away. 55 away from a Smitty boot.
Away from a Smitty boot.
We'll reset the shot clock since we got,
And we do have to do the Macdonald song.
Old MacDonald had a farm. C-I-E-I Hawks.
Beta says his dad's name is Michael.
There you go.
Shout out Michael Beta.
Shout out all the Mikes
Or is
out
he
there.
Beta is your dad Michael Alpha?
That'd be funny.
That'd be great. Yes, congratulations, Arch, Spam Angel, whatever. 55 away from Das Boot. The people do not want us to go.
They don't want us to leave.
We're just about done, start to pack our bags, and then another Super Chat comes in.
I know.
55 away, 1 minute on the clock. First time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5 Super Chat. We'll do the old Macdonald song. $10 to take a shot, $20 do a beer chug, $100 to the Emerald Club.
Let's go.
55 away from Das Boot for Smitty. Beta says his dad is not Michael Alpha, unfortunately. Missed opportunity. Beta,
opportunity's right.
You could start calling him that. Like, Beta, I don't think, I'm just going to guess, your name is probably not actually Beta. You could probably start calling your dad Alpha. I'm just going to take a guess that that's the case. Shot clock winding down.
Shot clock winding down.
So you got your buddy coming into town. You guys going to Fort Worth.
Yep. Should be fun.
I'm off to Tulsa this weekend. Going to go see the fam. But if any news happens, I'm on standby. Fortunately, I have my iPhone here where I can do videos wherever we're at. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you informed here on the channel. All right, now we will sign off. Folks, for Smitty, I'm Tyler Jones. Have a great rest of your day.
Let's go.
The Mike Macdonald era is here. Certainly some exciting stuff ahead. Beta says his actual name is Derek.
Okay, Derek.
Derek. Just the name of his YouTube channel.
There we go.
I like Beta, though. Derek, Beta, whatever it is. Big thanks to everybody for being a part of today's show.
Let's go, Hawks, man.
Have a great rest of your day. Go Hawks. We'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today.